Hello everybody, welcome to today's workout. It's going to be legs and abs, or legs and core, whatever you want to call it. We're going to start with a little warm up and then we'll go into circuits of legs and core. The blocks will get a little bit more intense as we go. I'm going to show you harder options as we go. I'm going to try to throw in some core. And today, if you have a set of dumbbells, grab them. You don't have to have dumbbells, but if you want it a little bit more intense, you can hold a weight for some resistance. I also have my thick fabric band. So this is a medium. I'm going to be using it for some of the leg portions, not the whole thing. And if you don't have one or you're just starting out, get used to the moves without it. But this is a great way to do a lot in a little bit amount of time. So let's get started. I'm going to turn my fitness tracker on. I would put this in the functional strength training category. We're gonna have our feet apart, nice big deep breath up. And we're just gonna get nice and warm here. Just take some nice deep breaths up, reaching all the way up through the fingertips. So we'll be standing for some of this. We'll be on the mat for some, so you need a mat, a nice space to work out in. And let's just get going here today. Inhale, and last one. We're gonna squat down and up. Good, we'll spend about 3 minutes warming up. Get everything going. We're gonna be doing definitely some squats today, so you wanna get nice and warm. You don't have to go too deep in the warm up. Weight in the heels. Good, 4 more. 3, 2, hold this one up and take a big deep breath up. Bring those arms down and then just give me little arm circles, or big. You can be right here with a shoulder roll, and we're gonna tap it out. So we wanna get the whole body warm, even though it's more leg and core. Of course, we're gonna be using our upper body in planks, and we wanna make sure we're nice and warm. Let's twist it out right here, push it out. Keeping that connection to your core. 8 more, 8, 7, 6, 4 more. Good. We're gonna bring those feet together and we're gonna go lateral lunge, side to side. I'm gonna bring my arms up. So we're tapping towards that instep. As you can see, I'm not too low right now. I wanna get those legs nice and warm. Good. Raise that heart rate just a little bit. All right, we're gonna hold the next one out. I'm gonna take the hands above the knees and just bring the shoulders down. Your toes are facing me. A lot of these moves we are going to be doing with resistance, meaning weights or the band during the workout. Good. Start to get a little warmer. This is getting that core nice and warm too. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a nice big deep breath. And now let's go with a little bit more of a toe turnout, warming up those inner thighs. I'm just going to pulse it down. Hands can be together at your chest, or they can be resting on your hips. Good. Good, really keep those knees open. So don't let your feet roll into the instep. Keep the knees in line with that second and third toe. We're gonna hold it down. And we're gonna take our hands behind our head and go right center, left center. Again, just getting that core warm. Rib to hip. If it's too much, and too much of a bend in your knee, come up a little higher. 4 more, 4, 3, 2 more. And then we're gonna stay here and just crunch center. So pretend you're on the ground doing a crunch. This is just a standing version of this. So we're just gonna crunch rib to hip. 2 more, last one. Let's release those legs, take a nice big deep breath, turn your toes to me and come down halfway. You can have your hands above the knees. You can have a slight bend in the knee. If you want, bring it all the way down. And we're just gonna bend and extend right here. Bend. Don't worry if it's not that deep. It doesn't have to be. We're just getting started. We're just getting warm. 4 more, it's 4, 3, 2, let's roll it all the way up. Hands above your knees, flat back down. Roll it up. A little kind of standing cat and cow here, getting that spine going. Connection to your core. 2 more. Last one. And come on up. Good, take a nice big deep breath. Good, I wanna just get those hamstrings a little warm. So we're gonna bring the heels up. Good, pull, pull. Might as well get that upper body warmer. Good, and now we're just gonna turn these ham curls into knees pull down. I like my arms up and over. Knees are still wide. And let's start to bring those knees into the center. So again, this is just like a standing crunch. 4, 3, narrow squat, pulse it down. Good. And we are going to be doing some lunges today, so let's hold it here and lunge that right leg back, and then squat, and then go back to the other side. So whenever you're doing a rear lunge, you want to think about those legs or those feet wide, like on a railroad track. So not one foot behind the other, even though it might look like that sometimes. 2 more. Good, I have a hinge forward, getting that front leg a little bit more, which is what we're gonna do today. Roll those shoulders, shake it out, and grab a drink of water. We are ready to go. I'm gonna lower my music a little bit. It just does sound a little loud. We don't want it to get in the way. Okay, all right. So the first 2 exercises are gonna be core and also serve as a little bit of a warm up, and then we'll get into our first leg circuit. So this one will get kind of total body. We're gonna do a clean and press alternate. Now, if you don't have a weight, don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you how to start it, and then a way to make it harder. We're gonna have that weight in our right hand. We're gonna squat, clean it up over our head, squat and switch. So this is a nice way to go into it. Let's get going. Again, we're just still kind of warming up. Now, if you wanna make it harder, you're gonna bring that weight down, switch it, clean it and press it. So it's almost like you're zipping up your coat. You can also do this without a weight. So I have 10-pound weights today, not my heaviest, but enough to give me a little bit of resistance. Keep that core tight. If you don't like going overhead, just come up to there. Okay, you're still gonna get that core working, and you're also gonna get the legs warmed up. 1 more each side. And last one. Good, all right. All right, breathe. Just shake it out a little bit. I'm also gonna get my clock. I forgot about that, my timer. All right. Good, and then we're gonna hold on to that weight again, and we're gonna squat with a knee lift. So we're gonna squat, knee twist. If that's too much, tap, and just bring that weight a little bit to the side. You don't wanna twist too much. You wanna keep that core engaged. And this will get your heart rate up a little bit too. There we go. Now, I am not really going fast here. I'm gonna show you from the side. Squat knee twist is a great way to work the core, especially if you don't like crunches. It's a great way to add variety, working the core in all positions, in all planes. It's a great way to warm up the legs too. So again, legs and core today. Breathe. Couple more. Definitely feeling that heart rate going up. I'm going to show you from the side. Doesn't have to be your biggest squat. Heart rate will definitely go up today. 1 more. And let's put that weight down. Perfect. All right. So you're going to put that band if you have it. You also can use a rubbery band, and you can put it above the knees. Sometimes it rolls up a little bit. I love the booty bands. They're great, and they're very reasonable. I get mine on Amazon. I think they were like $15 for all 3. One's a medium, one's a heavy, and one is light. So they're all different colors, so you can kind of pick and choose. All right, so the first one, I'm gonna hold 1 weight. We're just gonna squat down and up. You can hold your weight here or here, arms at your chest if you're not holding a weight. And we have 45 seconds, feeling that resistance. Now with the band, one more thing, you don't want the knees to go in. If that's happening, just press out If it still doesn't work, bring your feet a little closer together. You want to feel that resistance. Ready? Here we go. Down 2 and up 2. Just squeezing through the back of the legs. 45 seconds. Good. Breathe. Great combination, legs and core. Shoulders are down. If it becomes too much with the weight, take it out. Good, you have 20 seconds to go. Good. Squats are just so good for the whole leg, for the core as well. You don't have to go too deep to feel it. Last one. Good. Bring that weight down. All right, we're gonna add on to it. We're gonna pulse at the bottom for 3. So it's a little bit more time under tension. You're gonna feel it. I'm gonna add a little step out to the side to make it a little harder. Ready? Right leg's gonna go to the side. So you go 1, 2, 3, stand. Left leg. You can also do this without moving the legs. And you can go a little slower than me. We don't have to move together. Just make sure you're pushing and feeling that band. Going down and up, you really feel that range of motion. Raises the heart rate. Good. In about 15 seconds. Couple more. About 1 more here. Good. All right, I'm gonna put the weight down for the next one. Now you're just going to add a side leg lift, okay? So you're definitely gonna feel this. All right, squat with a side leg lift, looks like this. So you lift as you come up, press against that outer thigh, and then just go to the other side. You can also do it with a weight and no band. Here we go. Really feeling it. Try to keep your head neutral. Take your gaze out like you're looking in front of you. Woo. Breathe. Keep that core tight. Remember, our next round is going to be core, but everything's all connected. You know, so much of our core health depends on our hamstring flexibility, our glute strength, our hip flexors, so they're all related. Last one. Woo. All right, shake it out. The next one, we're gonna go into a rear lunge to get the back of the legs, then we're gonna add a little fire. So we're gonna go rear lunge right, just like we did in the warm-up, and left. So I'm not holding a weight, but you could again hold a weight here. So I'm hinging a little bit forward, getting into the glutes. So sometimes you can change this a little bit by hinging. It's a little bit more load on that front leg. Good. Breathe. That band really adds another dimension. Pushing into that front heel. When you can go down a little deeper. Couple more. Woo, lost my balance there. So it's nice to have that focal point. Come on up, good. All right, we're gonna add a little fire now. Breathe. So we're gonna take a toe tap right in a loaded squat and come up and down. And then we'll repeat it on the left. I'll show you a jump option. So we're gonna go down. So it's gonna be tap, stand, squat, tap, stand, squat. So you're pushing into this heel as this toe taps. Are we ready? We're almost done with this segment. Hold it down. Here we go. Tap, up, tap. Now, if you wanted to, you can add that squat jump. Not necessary. Again, coming up to either your toes, lifting the heels here makes it a little more intense. Definitely add some fire. I like to jump, so I'm adding the jump. But remember, if you're doing a squat jump, you're landing softly into those heels. Try to keep your shoulders over the hips as you reach out. Good. Getting near the end. And now we're just gonna hold it down for a little burn here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, man. Woo. One more thing to do. We're gonna tap back. All right, and we're gonna do a repeater tap. So you're really gonna feel those glutes. So you're gonna take the left leg forward. I'll show you from an angle. So you're gonna go down into that lunge and you're just gonna tap in and out. But you're in this loaded lunge with that hinge, okay? No jump, just the tap. Ready? Take it down. Now, if you did this without a band, you might be able to get those feet wider. Now, we're gonna add a little fire. So this is 45 seconds, but I'm gonna add a little fire at the end. You can stay here because this is fire. Shoulders over your hips. We don't wanna be rounding through the shoulders. Now, in about 5 seconds, I'm gonna hold it back and do a jump. All right, hold it down, and I'm gonna add a jump. So if you don't want the jump, you can pulse, or you can just stay doing what we're doing. I do have that hinge. Notice I'm coming down into that, that lunge. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. We're gonna do the other side, and then we're gonna be moving on to core on the floor, which is gonna feel great. All right, so right here, we come down into that lunge with that hinge, and we just tap. You're pushing into this front heel. Again, you can do it without the band. With the band, you really have to just keep pushing against it, making sure the legs are far enough apart, which actually keeps you in really good form. I like to move the arms. You don't have to. Again, keep that focal point once you start looking around. Now, sometimes this heel wants to lift up. Keep going. You don't want it to lift up. You really want to plant it. If you need to, come up, take a little break, and come down if you need it. Keep that core tight. I'll tell you when that little burner is coming into play. Breathe, you got this, come on. All right, we're gonna hold it down and pulse or jump. Here's your pulse, or you can jump. Almost there, it's not long at all, but you wanna keep that configuration. You wanna go down to come up. You don't wanna land with any kind of stiffness. You wanna keep moving here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. You can take that band off. Ooh. Stretch it out. I like to do a little hip stretch. All right, we have our core. We have another leg section, and then another core, and then we're done. So let's come on down to the mat. Grab a drink. Stretch out what you need to stretch out. Let me see what I got here. All right, crunches. Love crunches. All right, so we have about 4 exercises to do. We're gonna come down. So I'm gonna show you how to do this one with a little bit, to make it a little harder. So the move is center, twist, center, twist. You can reach out. You can also do it with legs and tabletop. Or you can add a bicycle or add a leg drop. So it's center, but no matter what you're doing, it's center, twist, center, twist. All right? You can always mix it up when you repeat this workout. Head, neck, and shoulders up, fingertips above the ears, looking through the knees. Here we go. Up, twist, up, twist. You have 45 seconds, so take your time with it. So you want to keep the shoulders up the whole time, which is hard. If you need to go down with your head in between, go ahead. 30 seconds to go. I'm reaching over with my shoulder, even though it looks like my elbow is touching the knee, it might, but you want to keep that spine nice and flat. Come on, you got 10 seconds. We change position. 3, 2, we're not repeating any of these unless you want to, and 1. Hug it in, roll it up. All right, we're going to plank to a downward facing dog. I'll show you how to make it harder. So we're gonna just start in plank, and then you're gonna go to down dog, okay? All right, if that's not working for you, you can always take your hands on dumbbells, okay? Or just stay in a modified plank on your knees. Okay, so many options. So here to here, okay? 45 seconds. If you want to make it harder, you're going to tap that opposite ankle, shin, whatever you got. Ready? 45 seconds. So having your hands on dumbbells, you want to make sure your hands are right under your shoulders. So this is a great way to work the core. You're also getting a nice stretch through the legs, especially after everything we just did. So remember, keep going. You can be here and just get used to holding a plank here, and then you can maybe just tap the knee, okay? So just keep practicing whichever way you want to be, but you can really kind of go for it here. We can also drag the weight, but that's for another time. 4, 3, 2, make sure you find that plank, and 1. So you're twisting from your center there. Good. Why don't you sit back into child's pose? This is good. Good alternative to, or a good option, I should say, not alternative. All right. We're going to come up and we're going to do a kneeling wood chop, okay? So you're going to take your left foot forward. You're in a half kneeling position. You can do this with no weight at all. So you're going to take that weight down and up. So you go from the knee that's on the ground up and over the shoulder. So right here is fine. We're going to do 30 seconds each side. I'm going to take my weight. I'm going to hold on to the ends like this. And it's a little bit off balance. Here we go. So you have to really hold that core in. I'm not going super fast here. Whenever you do this on the ground, on your knees, it makes it a little harder. So you want to make sure that if you're first time doing this, maybe just use your body weight. Just hold on to a towel or a light little exercise or a Pilates ball. Nice and slow. Feeling it. Okay, 2 more. Last one. Good. And we're going to switch. So again, if you don't like that on your knees, you can do that standing as well. Okay, just with your knees slightly bent. Making it a little harder today if you want it. All right, this kind of takes the legs out of it. All right, ready? Catch your breath, and here we go. You'll also find that one side might be a little bit harder than the other. So you don't want to go too fast. You don't want to go too slow. But you're trying to keep that configuration. Definitely feeling my shoulders too. Again, keep going if you want. Just get used to, I recommend if you're just starting out, do everything without weight. Your body will thank you for it because you'll get used to the exercises without that resistance, okay? And it'll lessen your chance of injury. Last one. Whew, bring it in. Nice job. All right, we're going to a different plank now on your elbows, okay? So we're just gonna be on our elbows and we're gonna be in this position with our hands kind of like this. This is gonna feel nice on the body. We're gonna rotate side to side and I'll show you what that looks like. You can also do it on your knees. So you're gonna be in an elbow plank right here. Okay, so if you're not sure what that is, you can be on your knees first, push into your toes and lift the knees up. From here, we're gonna stagger and just go side to side with a little reach. What I love about this one, you can go whenever you're ready. You really take the pressure off of your hands if you have any wrist issues. Now, I am with my feet staggered. If you wanted to make this harder, you could put a weight in your hand. You could stack. Now see how my feet are stacked? So my feet would have to be a little closer together. Now I want you to keep your lower abs tight, because whenever we're working the obliques, we need to really protect that low back. Good, almost there. Really keep that core nice and tight. Elbows, forearms down, feels good on the body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, bring it down. All right, get a quick drink. We are moving on. While we're down here, we're gonna start with glute bridges. You know what, let's do those right before the last core section. So let's do that in a little bit. All right, we're gonna put that band on again. Again, you don't need it. We're going into curtsies. And we're gonna hold a weight. And then we'll take this band off for our next 2 exercises, but we're gonna keep it on for the curtsy. So we did a rear lunge, we did a squat. This one is more of a curtsy, feet apart, and we're gonna do just that. So we're gonna curtsy, keeping that front knee from going too far side to side. Everybody looks a little different in this. And then we're gonna add a little power with some pulses. So you're gonna grab a weight. I'll also show you how to make it harder by adding a squat in between. Okay, so we have 45 seconds, and then we'll add some fire. Feet apart. Let's just start with the alternating curtsies. So you're standing. You really will see very quickly how you need to keep the legs apart so the band doesn't wiggle. So really make sure you're using it. Again, if it's messing you up, don't use it. Now, if you want to make this harder, add a squat. So it's curtsy, squat, curtsy, squat. Make sure you're pushing in to the heel. I just lost my balance there. Try to keep it low. This is a lot harder. Heart rate will definitely go up. Keep that core tight. You're working a lot of core here. 3, 2, 1, done. Whew. I'm gonna put my weight down for the next one. All right, we're gonna go one side, pulse for 30 seconds, go to the other side. This is where we add that fire, that low impact cardio, okay? Great way to get the heart rate up. So I'm gonna take my right foot back. Now again, you can hold a weight here, and we're gonna bounce it out. Pulse it, okay? You're not gonna maybe feel that band as that much, but believe me, it's working. Now, if you really wanted to here, you can add a little jump, but you have to make sure you're pushing into this heel, okay? I'm gonna stay with the pulses, but you can add that jump as long as you're pushing into that heel. I like to pretend I'm holding a weight here. We're gonna go right to the other side, feel that fire. Use your breath. 4, 3, 2, other side, we're gonna go right to it. Pushing that front heel. You can have your hands together. Here, you are hinged forward a little bit. The lower you go, the more you push into this heel, the more you're gonna feel it. Come on. Pull that band apart. Almost there. Keep them small. Don't come up too high. Small and low. 4 more. Shoulders back and down. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Ooh, we're going to take that band off. We will be putting it on for the glute bridges, but for the next one, we don't need it. All right, we are going to do a lateral squat. So it's a lateral lunge, if you will, squat. I don't know really what the proper name is, but we did it a little bit in the warm-up. So you can hold a weight at your chest. Your feet are nice and wide. and your toes are pointing towards me, maybe a slight turnout. So we're gonna go side to side, holding the weight, or if you want, you can pass it and reach for that instep, okay? I'm gonna do a little of both. Are we ready? And begin. So you can do the toss. You're gonna get a little inner thigh here. So this part has 5 different exercises or 5 different positions. This is the lateral lunge. It's okay if your toe comes up. Sometimes that happens, and that's a good thing. It means you're going nice and deep. You can also hold that weight here. You can go a little quicker. But one hip is going back, and I'm gonna show this from the side. One hip is going back, and then one leg, you're working that inner thigh. Try not to hyperextend the neck, just gaze in front of you. If you need to look up at the screen, you do it. Come on, push. Transfer that weight. You have about 5 seconds. And last one, come on up. Whew. All right. So for this one, this will be our last one standing. We're gonna go a little bit more inner thigh. This one's a sumo. So we're gonna have our feet apart. You have the option to hold one weight or keep that weight down. But the difference is your chest is up. So we're gonna be here, okay? All right. I'm gonna hold one weight at my chest. You can also hold 2 weights if you want it to be a little harder. All right. So you have a toe turnout, nice wide stance. Let's go down 2, up 2. We're gonna just change this up as we go. Breathe. And the fire is gonna be when we pick up the pace and go a little lower. We're just developing it here, and you always have the option to come to what I call like a default move. It means just to go back to what you were doing before. Feels good. Breathe. And now we're gonna go down with a little hesitation. So we're gonna go down, halfway up, down, come up. A little quicker. Again, really squeeze through the glutes. So that clean and press we did really set us up for this one. Notice my shoulders are down. If that weight has you pulling forward, we want to take it out. Good, come on. Good, now next time, we're gonna hold it down for a controlled pulse. This is that fire. See how doing this slow is so much harder than just pulse, pulse, pulse? A lot of core here. Let me show you what I mean by that. Rib and hip are apart. You're not crunching. All right. Oh, that fire. Little quad 2. Just stop yourself from coming up. We have 5 more seconds. You got this. Use your breath and come all the way up. Woo. All right. Shake it out. Woo. All right. We're gonna add a little cardio here before we go to the floor. I'll show you what I mean. You don't have to jump, but it's a fun little 30-second pop to really connect to those inner thighs. So low impact, you're gonna tap, up, up. So you push into those heels, you can jump it, okay? So you tap, or just come up and down. If you really wanna go for it, you're gonna go down, up, up. Now, I can do these arms, okay? Or you can go down, up, okay? So I showed both, just so you know. You can also just step out, okay? Like that. 30 seconds, just a quick little burst of cardio before we go down for our glute bridges. All right, let's go. I'm gonna start down. Here we go. You know your options. Again, this gets the inner thigh because look at the position we're in. Remember, you can be here, okay, or here. Tap those heels, tap, 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 and get those inner thighs. Just bringing that heel to the other heel gets those inner thighs. We're almost there. Remember, chest up. Really land in those heels. Keep your chest up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Good job. All right, I'm gonna grab some water. You're gonna grab your band for our final leg exercise. And then we finish with some core. We're gonna be good. So for this one, if you don't have a band, you can use a weight. We're gonna do some glute bridges. Great for the glutes, also the core. And I would say this band, sometimes called a booty band, is kind of built for this one. So we're gonna do a series of things. So you wanna make sure your heels are in line with your glutes. You wanna make sure you're not too far out. We may change the configuration a little bit, but we may be pushing out the knees. But for this one, you're gonna keep your heels down. Heels in line with the glutes. I'm gonna grab my weight. Now, I'm gonna put an added weight here. You have to hold it in place. You don't want it rolling towards your chest. You don't have to use it. So you might wanna readjust your feet. Okay, I'm gonna still look. Now I'm pushing gently against the band. I'm not killing it. I'm just kind of knowing it's there, and then we're gonna make it harder. All right, so we're gonna go through a little progression here. We're gonna go tilt the pelvis up. Now again, in the glute bridge, you wanna stay on the tips of your shoulders. This is sometimes called like a shoulder bridge in yoga. So we're just going up. We might look a little different here, that's okay. You don't have to go too far up. Just up to, down to the start. Up and down. You wanna keep that connection to your core, meaning that you don't wanna arch your back, okay? Your back comes up, but you're not like popping the chest, okay? You wanna keep your shoulders down, keep that constant tension on the band, and you feel that weight too. All right, we're gonna go to that 1.5 hesitation. Here we go. So it's up halfway, up and down. Do it again now. You're starting to feel things. Try to push into the whole foot, not just the inner or outer. So just to let you know, we have this for the legs, and then we have one more part of core. Different than the first one we did. And it's gonna fly by. So I try to work the core in different ways because I know sometimes you don't wanna do a plank. You can go back to do something else we did, to repeat, try to give you loads of options. But it's great to hit that core from all angles. We're gonna hold the next one up and just go up a little, down a little. Now, I'm feeling this weight a little too much, okay? So, I'm gonna keep my core tight, my arms at my side. So if you don't have a weight, just this is where your arms would be. And I'm really trying not to release too much. Sometimes I have to tell myself to come up a little higher, but I'm still in the safe zone with my shoulders down and shoulder blades. Oh boy, I'm feeling this. We have one more little part of this. This is where that fire comes in. Pushing into both feet, squeezing. 4 more. Woo! 3, 2, hold this one up and pulse it out. Here we go. Pulse, pulse. So everything's lifted, but now you're pulsing out. You're gonna feel it a little bit more in the side of the glutes. So it's really good to hit all the angles. Woo! Don't let your feet roll to the edge. Just push into both heels. Breathe. We're almost there. We're halfway there. We have 12 more. 8 more. Stay with me. Keep those hips lifted. Feel that connection to your core for 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Squeeze it and lower it down. Oh my goodness. Hug those knees in and just rock side to side. Now, if you have any knee issues, or even if you don't have knee issues, I always recommend holding underneath the knees because you can still press in. You could probably press in a little better, feeling that compressed spine. It should feel great on your low back. Point and flex the feet, roll them around, and you can either roll to your side to come up or head, neck, and shoulders up and roll it up. Grab a quick sip of water. We're moving on to our last bit of core. I was hoping to get out of here, or not out of here, hopefully be done in 45 minutes. But sometimes when we explain things and take a little more time, it does take some time. All right, this is probably one of my favorites. We're gonna do a bridge with a crunch. So that bridge we just did, we're doing it again, but one at a time. So you're gonna have your hands behind your head. So for the bridge, you're gonna keep your head down. And then I'm gonna show you how to change this. So you're gonna do a bridge and a crunch, and a bridge and a crunch. When you're ready, go. I'm gonna show you, if you don't wanna do the bridge anymore, you wanna make it a little harder, you can add a hip lift instead. So we have our crunch, hip lift, crunch, hip lift. Now if you're just starting out, I'm gonna show you a trick. One leg up and one leg up. Now, I like to have my head up the whole time, so I'm gonna just keep it up, but you can bring your head down for that hip lift. Again, so pick your option now. The hip lift is slow. You can also minimize some movement here. Keep your legs up. This is a little harder. I don't want you to kick through the knees to get up. So again, the bridge will prepare you for this if you want to add this next time. I like to flex my feet and really push up to the sky or that ceiling. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, hug the knees in, roll it up. Moving into a side plank. We're almost there. We're so close. You're going to be on one elbow. You want to make sure your elbow stays under the shoulder. If you are needing an extra pad, you can even probably use your band for your elbow or a towel, okay? We're going to be in a side plank. So you can be here with your both knees together, right here. Get used to the side plank right here, you're fine. You can be in a modified one knee, one leg out, right here. And you wanna make sure you're not too far forward or too far back. Or you can be stacked. Here is gonna be the hardest, or staggered, bringing that one leg forward. So lots of options here, okay? I'm gonna be right here. We're gonna do 30 seconds each side. And you wanna just hold it, okay? If you wanna add something, you can add a hip drop. My sneaker just slid. So here I'm dropping the hip. You can do that here. Keep going. I have my eye on the time. You can do it here. And you can also do it here. So it's a really nice way to just kind of progress. Hand behind your head, hand up, or right on your hip. We have 5 seconds here. Again, watch that this elbow doesn't slide. You can also just stay right here with your side plank. Bring it down. Woo. Take that shoulder stretch if you need it. Woo. We're gonna go right to the other side. We only have 2 more moves after this. So that you have your 30-second, you know the variations. So you're gonna go right to your favorite. And you're gonna feel it right away. You're gonna feel this bottom oblique, but your whole core region is working here. Pull in the lower abs, that's gonna help you. There's so much you can do in this position. So again, here's the lower. You can do that with your hand here or here. You can do crunches, you can do holds, you can reach under. So this is a good foundation. Really pull that navel into your spine. Make sure that elbow is supported on a towel, or double up your mat if you need. Hold it and bring it down. Whew. All right, we're gonna come into an up-down plank. So again, you know what a high plank is. You can use dumbbells if you just wanna hold that. You know, we've done the low plank on the elbows. Now we're gonna come up, up, down, down, right, up, down, left. Again, this is gonna get your heart rate up, but we only have 1 more exercise after it. I'll show you the modification on your knees, 45 seconds. We're gonna start in high plank and the modified position here. You're gonna keep your lower abs in nice and tight as you go down to your elbows and up, and then lead with the other side. See how my hips aren't moving? This is what we want. We want to pull in that lower abdominal region, and you guys just go. I have my eye on the time. So hard. Here's Jenny. Hi, Jenny. That you're not rocking the hips. Let me show you the high. Hi, Jenny. So here's your higher. You can always have your feet wider. Now your hips are going to move a little, but you're really pulling in that core and doing these slow. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. So the further those feet are, it's going to help you have that nice strong base. You only have a few more seconds here. This is a great one to do on the knees, and then you can progress to on the toes. And let's do one more. Core is tight, and bring it down to child's pose. One more exercise, and we're done. All the way down to my favorite superhero pose. So I did a little reel today on my favorite back mobility stretches and just how to keep your back healthy. This is one of them. So let's have those arms out, toes pointed, hips down, reach to the crown of the head, chest is lifted. We're going to push into our left hand as our right arm comes up and our left leg, and bring it down, and left arm, right leg. So we're going to keep this going. And I'm going to talk to you about and explain this a little bit. So we're working the back extensors in the low back, part of your core. We're also working the glutes. Now we could do this one with the band. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. Try not to lift the head. I'm just lifting the head because I'm talking to you. To make this harder, you can lift both, but you really want to squeeze here and keep your legs fairly straight. You can also do this with bent elbows. Okay, you can go tap in between or stay lifted from a lifted position, which is always going to be harder. Two more, and one. Sit back into child's pose. Our fire is going to be a superhero swimming exercise. It's a Pilates exercise. Swimming is so great. If you don't want to do it quicker, you're going to go back to where we started. One arm, one leg, alternating. Okay, we can tap in between or not. This is it, and we have 45 seconds of it. Are we ready? So you're going to lift everything up. And here's where you want to imagine you're on a balance beam or a step, because we don't want to rock side to side. You want to pull your core in nice and tight. You can do it right here. You can kind of play around with what feels good. The traditional one is arms out in front like a superhero. Woo! But because this fires the heart rate up, you can mix it up. So you can be here, keep that chest lifted. Great one for the posture, pulling those elbows back. Come on, you got 10 seconds. It's amazing how high your heart rate can go here. Shoulders down away from your ears. 4, 3, pull that navel into your spine. 2, reach to the crown of the head. And 1, woo. Sit back into child's pose. You can separate the knees. You can stay in puppy dog, which is a little higher. Hip. Use your breath. This is a great exercise to do right at the end, or at the end of a workout, or before you go to bed, or when you get up in the morning. And it's also great to do right after superhero, because your back is so extended that you want to make sure that you round it out again. Let's come up to all fours, to cat and cow, rounding. I did this in my reel too. Great for your low back. Rounding and then extending. I'm getting a little extra love here. Yes, I know, Jenny. All right, we're gonna push back into downward facing dog. Let's see if Jenny will join me. Feet about hip distance apart. Hands about shoulder distance apart. Your gaze might be at your ankles. Your heels may or may not touch the ground. That's okay. Shoulders pulled away from your ears. Nice long stretch. It feels great. You can also pedal the feet. Ooh, it's a great stretch for not only the abs, the low back, but the legs, the hamstrings, the glutes. And now let's look at our hands. And we're gonna get up on our tippy toes. We're gonna walk in, fold over both legs, taking a nice hamstring stretch, bending the knees, rolling it up. Last thing to come up is your head, big shoulder roll. Take a deep breath up, reach for one wrist, take it here, or you can do a little body circle there. Ooh, other side. Jenny, you're cracking me up today. I think she has to go out. Hands to your heart. Let's take a deep breath up. Hands to your heart. You did fabulous today. Thanks for joining me. Oh, Jenny, that's not nice. For legs and abs today. She thinks it's time to play. Good girl. Mwah. Good girl. Yes. Show everybody what a good girl you are. And I will see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.